We're ready, Swamiji.
Okay. Namaskar and welcome everybody. Hope everybody is doing well in this time of great tension. This is our regular Tuesday evening class we do last many years. And we are going through a book now. Is one of the best the scripture in the Bhakti school, in the line of Bhakti or devotion. And as I mentioned last couple of sittings, that this was given by a saint we call Devarshi Narad or Saint Narad, one of the foremost devotee of Lord Sri Vishnu. So today our topic basically that last three sittings we discussed about how to develop devotion in us. And the topic we started in our last session, what are the things which is contrary, which actually against to develop the bhakti, which obstruct us to develop bhakti or devotion in us. The first one we read, Dushangaha sarvathaiva tyajyaha. Evil company, one should abandon evil company immediately by all means. And we also discuss thoroughly about what are the not good company for us, because everything could not be that good for everybody. There are things which may not suit for me, like for example like the things we're going now, as we see that around the world people are helpless, they're looking for some kind of divine help, because the scientist and the government official all look like they are helpless at this moment of danger. So everybody looking some kind of divine help. Basically we need the blessings from the Supreme so that we could that move forward in life. So everybody praying in this time. So naturally the negative kind of thoughts penetrate in our mind. Oh, if something happened to me, what will happen? And as we read the news, the newspaper and the radio here, there. So naturally negative thoughts develop in our mind. We are panicked, we are fearful, even though the Vedanta scriptures proclaimed Mabhoi, means be fearless. And one of the greatest poet of this world, Nobel literate, Rabindranath Tagore, and he wrote the Moron Re Tohu Mamo Shamo Shaman, means that even death coming, we could see that I was reading the news today that in the USA so much thousands of people lost their life. So instead of if that thing comes to say for coming to me even, so I should embrace it as that look like I'm embracing Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So modern so best thing is we should abandon all kind of negative thoughts from our mind. We really need to be mentally very strong, regardless what comes in life. So negative thought is one of the prominent dursanga or the evil company. And why am I emphasizing? Because you could talk to anybody, so much panic. Swami Pranavananda ji, the great founder of the Bharat Sevasram Sangh, also he say that the bhai or the fear is one of the main thing that kill us. So this is one of the prominent evil company. We should not make any kind of friendship with a negative kind of attitude, thoughts, or approach of life. Please keep in mind. So Dushanga Sarvataiva Teja, that is one of the things. Could be some kind of books, literature we are reading, it's not good for us. Could be some kind of words we are listening, is not good for us. So these are all the evil company or the not so good company for us. And Saint Narad said to develop bhakti, dushanga sarvathaiva tajya. Now the thing is, how long will you be fighting with these negative things? So I always say that if we put our mind towards the constructive side, positive side, automatically these negative things will be moved away from our mind. So that was the number one we read. And then we read that Dushanga, or the evil company, or not so good company, what can damage our life. That also we read, Kam Krodha Smriti Bhamsha. Buddhi Nashat Sarvanash Karanat. Because it is the cause of unwanted thoughts, anger, delusion, loss of memory, loss of intellect, and total ruin. That's all the result of the evil kind of, or the what we call destructive thought, negative thought. So this we read in our last sitting. Now today we'll be starting from Sutra number. This is not sloka or verses. This is called Sutra. It's a simple one line. The Sutra number 45 of Narad Bhakti Sutra. It says, Tarangaita opime sangat samudrayanti. So basically there is only 1, 2, 3, 4 words in this sutra. Tarangaita, acting as ripples or waves in the water. Opido, ime, in this kind of negative thoughts. Sangha, association, samudrayanti, become like an ocean. So the meaning of this sutra, though this negative approach of life, for example, evil kind of tendencies, anger, or any kind of uncontrolled greed, the negative kind of thoughts, rise only in form of ripples, like waves in water in the ocean at the beginning. They become like an ocean as a result of the evil company. Last year, um, uh, June 2019, I was living in at a place called Seatide, near to Durban, Sydney in South Africa. So I was staying for a couple of days, and I was giving a series of lectures on Bhagavad Gita at a temple run by Shivananda Yoga Ashram in Seatide, Durban. So from my room, I could see the vast Atlantic Ocean. That ashram was so close to the ocean, I could, as soon as I opened the window, I could see it. And while I study Bhagavad Gita or practice music, I used to look at the middle of the ocean as far as I could see. I could see small kind of waves, bubbles like ripples, coming small way, and it coming all the way to the beach side. That waves is so high, tide is so high, so dangerous. The same way that, say, we have negative thing in our mind, evils are there in the mind, always there, is like it's subdued for the time being. But when we are in the company of those kind of things or people or materials that is helping to go up, so that small thing will ultimately one day it will be invading our entire body, mind, and thoughts. And we will be losing our capacity to think positive way anymore. It's like it started in a ripples, in a small bubbles, but now I'm in the company of the not so good things for me. It become like big tide. That is how it say Tarangaita. Taranga means waves. You could see when you go to the beach, you could see the water in far, is little small waves coming. And then when you come to the near to the beach, that waves become so tight, becomes so high. And that is how. So whole thing, Saint Narad say that make sure you don't allow this negative thing in our mind will be a kind of obstruction to develop bhakti or devotion. And we always nurture, help to grow positive way. And because people around the world, regardless of what faith we practice, we are practicing Hinduism or practicing Islam or practicing the what we call Christianity or Jews or what's Buddhism is basically one thing. We all believe in God, the existence of God. We all believe in our own way. There is something or somebody or some kind of power beyond of our which we cannot see by our human eyes, but it's there. And that supreme power, wherever it is in heaven or in the what you call in according to our language we call Golok Dham or the planet of the Lord Sri Vishnu or whatsoever, from that place, that supreme power always keeping an eye, watchful eye on all of us. So we believe in our own way, regardless what faith we follow, which environment we are being born, which country we are getting, that what language we speak, that we all God-fearing people, we believe in the existence of God. So if we believe that, and we need to make a permanent attachment or connection or relation or a friendship, unbroken friendship with Him. Yes, there will be coming danger. Yes, there will be difficulties in life. Yes, there will be downfalls in life. Yes, sometimes we will be the loser of life. Yes, sometimes we'll be the defeated by the negative approach of life. Yes, there will be time that will be keep crying. Tears will be coming to our eyes. But then again, it is we have to help ourselves to stand up with full strength, with full of our mental power and tremendous willpower to subdue these enemies of the things and move forward in life. Because we have to be victorious. We cannot be defeated. This is how Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That if you imagine, I just taking you to the Bhagavad Gita. That Arjuna was the first student of the Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna was the success of Arjuna was depending on the defeat or victory of that Mahabharata or the Kurukshetra battle. Arjuna became the winner with the blessings of the Lord Krishna. But then again, Arjuna lose also many things from his life. His son was being killed. His many relatives, thousands of his own people is being killed. But ultimately, he became the winner. So that means, so in this battle of life, it's a battle. Right now, it's a bigger battle going on. Bigger battle than Mahabharata is going on all around the world. Everywhere, every country, every nation, every people are, they are fighting for their own survival. And we praying that something or some kind of power come and help us to that move forward and be victorious, subdue this unseen enemy. So that is why the Narad say that to the Upanishad or the Vedanta scripture proclaim Mabhoi. Be fearless. What's come in life is okay. Sometimes we'll be defeated, is okay. Defeat is a kind of further step for that. We proceeding one step further for our final victory. Yes, some soldier might be falling down at the battleground, but then we cannot, that Swami Vivekananda, one of the greatest monks of India, he said, do not stop till the goal is being reached. And that goal, I'm telling you today in this environment, our goal is already being taught in the Mundaka Upanishad that Brahmata Lakshma Muchari, the rishis of ancient India, the saint of ancient India, thousands of years back, sitting in the Himalayan cave, in that kind of glaciers, where the snows and mountains, doing their meditation hour after hour, and they came to a conclusion that the goal of life, the only goal of life, to feel the presence of God in us. Brahmotalaksham, the goal of life is to reach God, to feel the presence of God in us, to attain divinity, to attain moksha, to attain nirvana. So we have to, that is the goal of life. Other thing we're doing in between, whatever profession we working, whatever work we're doing, we raising our children, we supporting our family, or we working in a monastery, whatsoever profession we are working on, these are the ways to proceed to that goal. One goal, everybody has one goal of life, and that is Brahmata Lakshma Uchyatehi. It is being said the Brahman or the Supreme or God is the goal of life. It's always been told, if you open the Munda Upanishad, you will see these verses right there. And these verses is it's not like today or somebody giving new. It is there thousands of years back. Our rishis, they did experiment, they did research, they practiced that, and then they finally came to that conclusion: God is the goal of life. Other things, ups and downs, victory and defeat, good and bad, sorrow and happiness, this is kind of trial of what this is making us mature, more strong, and helping us to move forward in life. So, Taranga ita opime sangat sudrayanti. Evil company or destructive company, negative company, whatsoever form, is come in a little way initially, but one day it destroys our all beauty of life. So that is the message of this sutra number 45. And let me go to the verse number, yes. I remember in our last sitting, last Tuesday, Mrs. Joyce Chatterjee, she raised a question, Swami, how can we overcome the Maya, the game of illusion? So this is the topic we going today. Who crosses Maya? What is Maya? Maya is wrongful attachment to the temporary things. Thinking this is the only goal of life. What is Maya? Embracing something very temporary, or drinking a cup of poison thinking this is the nectar of life. So that is called Maya. It's a wrongful attachment, a destructive kind of attachment. It guides us, leads us to the destruction. So who crosses Maya? So this is the Sutra number 46, very beautiful, because we always say during the period of annual Durga Puja celebration at the ashram in the month of October, September, October, we worship Goddess Durga. That is the biggest Hindu celebration we celebrate at our various temples. So we worship Goddess Durga and we count him, she's the mother of this universe. And those 9 days, people look at the face of the Divine Mother. I mean, thousands of people coming. They keep looking at the beautiful face, divine face, Ma Durga, and seek her blessings. Also, the goddess Durga is being known Mahamaya. What is Mahamaya? I mean, it's very difficult to cut the net of bondage of her, this game of illusion. Even we read in the ancient book how the what you call that, for example, the god of the wind god or the rain god or the ocean god kind of thing, they are also being entangled in this, the illusion of Mahamaya or goddess Durga's game of illusion. So that is why she is being known as Mahamaya. So Kostaroti, I'm reading the Sutra number 46 of the Narad Bhakti Sutra. Who crosses Maya? Kostarati Mayam. It's so beautiful. Kostarati Mayam. Yaha Sangam Tyajati Yo Mahanubhavam Sevate Nirmamo Bhavati. So in this sutra, question is there and the answer also is there. I read again. Sutra number 46 of Narad Bhakti Sutra. The question, Kastarati Mayam. And then answer is, Yaha Sangam Tyajati Yo Mahanubhavam Sevate Nirmamo Bhavati. I'm reading the English meaning. Kastarati, who crosses the Maya or the illusion? Only he who avoids all contact with such objects of senses that are like to inflame the passions, who resorts to a great spiritual soul, who serve the great spiritual soul and serve him, and who is free from the mindness or idea of possession. So that means the question is there and the answer is there. The first question, Kastarati Maya. Who can cut the net of bondage? Now, naturally, question come, it's kind of, I'm giving from our example. You could see me in that I'm wearing saffron dress, or we call orange robes. In our language, we call Goirik Bastra. That's the language we use. So this cloth is designed for the Hindu monk, right? And what is the meaning of this cloth? It shows that these are the people who renounce for everything from their personal life. They don't have any personal interest except good for the humanity. Their prayer, their activities, whatsoever they're writing, whatsoever they do, they do for the betterment for the society. For example, I'm giving a small example. So this morning, early morning, I came to the temple and I put a flower to the Shiva Lingam, holy Shiva Lingam, and I put a little water and I prayed the Lord, oh Shiva, you are known as the father of this world. Mata me Parvati, our mother is the goddess Durga. Pita Mahadeva. Mahadeva is the Shiva, Lord Shiva. Oh Shiva, you are known as the father of the world. Please bring peace to this world now. Enough is now. People suffer enough. Please bring peace to this world. So that means whatever you do. But now, the way I'm bringing this topic, even we also sometimes get entangled with this game of Maya unknowingly. Sometimes you might say, when the devotees coming from outside, sometimes they might feel, well, this monk look like he's being entangled things. You might feel, but I, as a monk, not understanding that. This is the tricks of the Maya. So you or me, we don't know that we are unnecessarily, wrongfully, mistakenly, binding ourselves all this bondage of Maya, which we do not know. Even though other people are hesitating to, that bring our attention that, look, this is not good for you. Even in family life also. But ultimately, we are being caught in that net of Maya. So, Kastarati Mayam, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, even this, the divine power, sometimes they are being caught in this net of Maya. I'm using the Maya. Maya means illusion, delusion, wrong understanding, wrongful attachment, destructive attachment. These are the Maya. So the answer is there. Yaha Sangam Tajati. Sangam means company. Yaha means who. He who abandon, give up, renounce. Sangam. Sangam means attachment with the negative things of life. There is so much thing, I was looking at the Indian newspaper this morning. I see in the Delhi, the government of India opened the, what you call that, where they sell uh, the wine is not the wine is the better word. More they use the word. So liquids, they open the store and people crowded there. Imagine now people losing job. There is the money is, the emptying from the bank to buy things. No job, no income, but they flocking to the liquid stores, what you call that, wine store, to buy those things, and with using more money, and they will be drunk in home. They might be insulting their family members, because they will not he will not have the control on his senses, and then he might be using some word unconsciously which will be hurting their family members. And so kind of this called sangha, that sangam tajati. So that means it will be leading us to more destruction, more depression, more frustration. So get out of this. We have to use our right wisdom, right intellect, right power of understanding, right power of judgment. We have to use it. We have to keep control on us. We cannot throw ourselves in that kind of that wrongful places. So sangam tajati, he can cut the net of bondage, who can abandon the wrongful attachment to things which lead us to destruction. That's called Sangam Tajati. There are so many things. Please, you could, we all educated people, we all know what is not good for us, but sometimes, we just go and go and go and go. Like, for example, I'm giving one example. Say this is the time people are in home. We could use our time something in creative thing. We have to think how we can use our time in creative thing. But you will see the people, how many hours we spending in the phone, hitting the phone, and our fingers is spinning and making our head more like what you call depressed, and seeing things which is not good for us. And so we need to chalked out the plan from morning to evening, how I should use my time in a constructive way. Something at the end of the day, I should feel good. Okay, this is how I use my time in something, creative activities. So we have to design it properly, planning. We have to do right planning. If we do not do, and at the end of the day, will be sometimes you might be more frustrated. So, Sangam Tajati, we have to be very careful, because everything is not good for us. Because the things which is good to you may not be good for me. So, I have to, individual person have to be careful and choose things what is good for them. So, Sangam Tajati, who can abandon or renounce or sacrifice or reject that evil company, can cut the net of bondage. That is the one answer. The other answer is Yo Mahanubhavam Sevate. Yo means who? Those people, those devotees. Mahanubhavam. Mahanubhava means noble soul, great people. Who could be great soul? Who could be noble soul? Where I will find them? That it could be in other ways. It's not that it have to be a human being. The noble soul, or even noble thoughts, also noble thoughts is being counted as Mahanubhavam. Yesterday I was writing to somebody that noble thoughts never die. Noble thoughts never die. See, at this time of coronavirus problem, people need help, but we cannot help. So how we can help them? Praying. We can pray for their well-being. Sarveshang mangalang bhavet. Sarveshang mangalang bhuyat. Let there be happy. Let everybody be happy in this world. Let no one suffer. O Lord, let everybody in this world be free from all kind of sickness. At least we can pray, because noble thoughts never die. I'm praying. I'm thinking in a good way. I could not do it practically, but one day my thoughts will remain alive it might penetrate to somebody's mind, and through that person, my thoughts will be materialized. Noble thoughts never die, never die. So Mahanubhavam Sevate, service to the great people, great thing. Whatsoever form we do, that also help to cut the net of Maya. Because Maya Bandhan, or the bondage of the Maya, bondage of illusion, is very strong, very strong. And we all know that at a certain portion, I would say 75% of this bondage actually develop in our own mind. Mona ego manusyanang bandhana moksha karan. Mind is the cause of the bandhan, bondage, and mind is the cause of liberation. This net of bondage is develop in our own mind. So first we need to, analyze properly our own mind. We cannot allow our mind to just jump here, there, and reaching nowhere. So, kastarati mayam yaha sangas tajati, he who abandoned the evil company and he who served the noble soul, mahanubhavam sevati. Nirmama bhavati. Nirmama means cruel, merciless. Bhavati, he who become merciless and cruel. Or you might be telling, well, Swamiji using to, telling us to be cruel and merciless. No, no. We have to be merciless and cruel to the evil thing, evil attitude, evil kind of thoughts, evil negative kind of thoughts. We have to be merciful and nirmam, merciless and cruel, so that we could destroy those things from our mind permanently. So nirmamo bhavati. Nirmam means there is no mercy, no kindness, no sympathy. One small example. It was time to start the dark age we call Kalikal. In our pronunciation, we say Kolikal or Kalikal, Kaliyug. In Hindi, we call Kali Yuga. Dark age. It's time to penetrate. But it's not getting away because the governments are so honest and dedicated. The country or even the entire world, people of the entire world, very honest, dedicated, sincere, and they are very faithful to God. The government official, administrative official, all the people in this world so honest and they are so well disciplined. So the dark is what you call the time is not getting any opportunity to penetrate among the people. So that is the small incident we call Kali Yuga or the dark age. He took a form, human form, looked very ugly appearance, with royal dress, but ugly appearance. The stories say he was, that the Hindus count cow is a very sacred animal. Because why they count that way? Because cow they're being used for plantation, plowing the land. Their milk is the only survival for the Indian children, and the milk production helped to create so much of job. And cow dung is being used to cook. I remember my mother used to use cow dung. What you call in English, we call cow dung cake. It's a funny word, cow dung cake. So they make it. When you go to the northern part of India, in the Punjab, Haryana, you will see the women, they mixing up the cow dung and putting on the wall to dry it. So in the rainy season, they can use it for cooking. It's difficult to understand sitting in America because you go to the kitchen, put the gas on, gas is there, you cook quickly. But there is, not everywhere this kind of facilities are available in the world. We could understand that. So cow, and then cow dung is one of the best fertilizer. Imagine we living in America. So much people suffer of cancer, diabetes like wildfire. So much kind of, when you go to the hospital, so many kind of disease are there. The food we're eating, the vegetable look good, but they're producing, if they want, they're putting kind of fertilizer. Imagine you're putting some kind of fertilizer as a tree, and that plant eating that fertilizer, producing fruit quickly, is giving big good fruit, and the same vegetable we cooking and eating. So that means those poison coming in our body. So cow dung is being the best fertilizer for the, to grow vegetables and eatable things. So that is why cow is being, there's so much, in fact, cow is being worshipped and by the Hindus as a like mother. We call mother cow. If you visit India, you might see that people live in worshipping and they giving flowers, garland, food to cow. Even you might see that because of the service cow give to the society. That is why it is being so much highly respected. Now that Kali, took the form of a human being. He was hitting a cow badly, kicking, beating it, and it has only one leg. Cow usually has four legs, but it has only one leg. And the king was thinking, in my kingdom, somebody hitting a cow such a cruel way. And he took out his sword out of his, and then he ran towards that the man was kicking the cow. So who are you? Inside my kingdom, you are hitting a cow? The person fell down at the feet of the king. He said that, Maharaj, O king, I'm the Kali Yuga, the dark age. I need place to enter now because it's time. Please give me, I'm not going the whole story. So please give me places where I could, because I have to, it's time. It change is a time of change. So Lord Krishna took leave of this planet Earth. He gone to his own abode. Now it's my time to enter. So please give us places. So he say, okay, these are the places I give you. Like say, for example, that I know this country, when you go to the Atlantic City or Las Vegas, you might see all those, that what you call in our language, you call jua, and all these things people playing. That is one of the place actually. You remember that Las Vegas is known as a sin city. It's a good name, And 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 then Kali said no, lie. And you could imagine in this time we how much lie we speak. The word which is not truth, we always speaking that. And then finally the king say, the Kali Yuga say, okay, Kali, the dark age say, okay, give me one more place. So he gave him the gold. And king has the crown made of gold. And Kali Yuga enter in that crown. So now king become polluted. As long as that crown was in his head, he become polluted. He's being deluded, kind of wrong kind of things, develop in his mind, as long as he has that crown on his head. So I know lots of sisters are listening to this lecture. I know you all like the gold ornament. I know, I appreciate that. Honestly, that we like to see that we put lots of gold ornaments to our the gods and goddesses in the temple also. But side by side, it is the fact, if you open the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, that the book, you will see it's there, that things. Now, Nirmamo Bhavati, I'm coming back to the story, Nirmamo Bhavati. So, greed, all this gold, ornament, there is, I remember one day, one lady came to me, and I see that a kind of one packet she brought and opened in front of me. And basically, this was her ornament. So, I'm a monk. I see this ornament because I see in the temple also gods and goddesses has lots of ornament. But which one is fake? Which one is what? I don't know yet because we don't use that. I say, okay, pack it nicely and put in your bag. Keep it for your own safety because you might need it. If you don't need it, give your granddaughter. And they will be happy to get it. So temptation, greed, the gold, one of the thing it developed that, if we properly analyze it, we'll understand its truth. So we have to be nirmam, cruel to the greed, to temptation, to our anger, to the negative things, and unwanted desire, unwanted hankering. These are the things make us, attached to the wrongful things. And we have to be very cruel and merciless to destroy these evils from our mind. That is how we'll be able to cut the bondage of need. So, kastarati, yaha sangam tajati, yu mahanubhavam sevate, and nirmamu bhavati. He can cut the net of bondage who abandon evil company, who serve the noble soul, and who are merciless to the negative approach of life. These are the way to cut the net of bondage. And one of the other example I want to bring here, see how the game of Maya, the illusion. This is the story related to goddess Durga. A king named Surat, Surath. He is being defeated by the neighboring king. Out of fear of his own life, he ran to the forest. Now, in his absence, inside the kingdom, his own ministers and even his own son, they plan it, and they captured the throne, and basically they want to forget the king who is roaming in the forest alone. Now, even the king alone wandering in forest, but his mind is roaming in his kingdom. Oh, I kept so much of money in my treasury. Hopefully my son and the minister, they're not destroying those things. So he's thinking all these are the servants and the employees I had, they were depending on me. And even the horses and elephant, all those, they were, I used to nourish them good. In my absence, hopefully they are not being tortured. So even though King Surat is wandering in forest alone, helplessly, he might be attacked by wild animal anytime. He might lose his life, but his mind was roaming in his kingdom. And his own people are planning make sure the king cannot come back to the kingdom anymore. Same time, while he was, sad, roaming, alone, hungry, tired, worried, he saw another gentleman coming from the opposite direction. And the new person who is coming from the opposite direction also looked very sad. So the king asked him that, who are you? Why your face look like so sorrowful? What happened to you? Where are you coming from? He said, I'm a businessman. And throughout my business, I gathered so much of wealth. And I did not even enjoy my life properly. But I'm so unfortunate again, in my own family, they all planned something and throw me out. But even though they throw me out of the home, but my mind is keep going there. I keep thinking, my family, distance family, relatives, the material world, we call Vishay Bish. Means material objects is like poison. We all know that how you see sometimes two brothers fighting, two sisters fighting, for what? For the little property their father left behind. We all saw in our life. They go to court even. Sometimes two brother sisters is in court. They're fighting for little property, but their parent, what you call, they just left behind. And that is how the material objects pollute our mind. We forget that we born out of the same parent. We grow up in the same home. In our childhood days, we sleep in the same bed. In our childhood days, we sit together, enjoy the food our mother prepared. We played togetherly. We went to the school togetherly. We did so much good thing, two of us. But now they are grown up. They have their own family, and now they're fighting. This is called illusion. This is called the effect, poisonous effect of the material objects. And so the both of them went to a saint called Medhas, Medhas. So, O Rishi, O saint, why this happened? The people who are hurting me, why our mind is going there? The saints say this is the game of the Mahamaya goddess Durga. Who she is? What is her identity? Where she lives? Nityaiva Sa Jagat Murti. That God, that power, that divine power, that divine mother, Goddess Durga, Nityaiva, is eternal, ever existing, is everywhere. Her blessings are everywhere. We feel every step of our life the touch of the love of our divine mother. It is she is protecting us. It is she supplying us food. It is she giving up home to live. It is her blessings that we all live in life. So sometimes we forget this, and that's how we suffer. Nityai Vasha Jagat Murti. And she resides everywhere in this world. Jagat Murti, this outside beautiful world we see, that is her Murti, that is her image. Her presence is everywhere. Right now, that summer approaching. The morning time when I go to the exercise, I see a little bird sitting there. And early morning by 6:30, could hearing the beautiful tune, the chirping, look like the singing beautiful song. Because we don't understand the language of the bird, and maybe they sing the greatness and glories of the Divine Mother. We don't know. And it could hear so sweet. They have such a melodious voice. They sing the greatness of the mother. So let me conclude this verse. So, Kastarati Maya, who can cut the net of the bondage of Maya? Yaha Sangam Tajati, yo Mahanubhavam Sevate, and yo Nirmamo Bhavati. That was the Sutra number 46. Now we go to the Sutra number 47 of Naradiya Bhakti Sutra. Saint Narad says in this Sutra, yo vivikta sthanam sevate, yo loko bandhanam ullayati, nostringunna bhavati, jogokshemam tyajati. Again I read, yo vivikta sthanam sevate, yo loko bandhanam ullayanti, nostringunna bhavati, jogokshemam tyajati. So that is the Sutra number 47. Yo vivikta sthanam sevate. Vivikta sthanam means somebody, he who resorts, somebody who reside in a solitary place. Now you could say, Swamiji, where will find out the solitary place? Swami Pranavanandaji Maharaj, the great founder of the Bharat Sevasram Sangha monastery, he say that human mind is the best quiet cave to meditate upon the beauty of the Lord. Our own mind, our serene, our peaceful, our worry-free, our tranquil mind, or the word we use in Sanskrit we'll call Hriday. Hriday could be translated into heart or mind. If we say heart, we might be thinking what you call that organ, we have a heart organ. I'm not telling that. It is actually Anahata Chakra, the place I'm touching my hand now. This is the Anahata Chakra. Those who study about the Kundalini Shakti and called sleeping serpent coil or Kundalini Those who meditate on the Kundalini, those who practice Kundalini yoga, so they know that this is the place I'm touching is called Anahata Chakra. This is the, when I say heart, when I say Hriday, I mean this place. This is the place we meditate. This is we imagine that God residing right here. This is the place we think there's a temple of God deep inside of this Anahata Chakra, where I could see my Gurudev or Sri Radha Krishna or Shiva Parvati or whatsoever form we believe in, whatsoever religion we practice, whatsoever faith we practice, that supreme, that divine power or that divine mother dwelling right here. It's Anahata Chakra. So this is the best place for meditation. We don't need to go to the Himalayan cave. We don't need to go to somewhere, because if you go to the Himalayan cave, cold is there, mosquitoes are there, snakes are there, maybe wild animals are there. You need food to eat. So it's not possible for us to go to all the Himalayan jungle, but we can meditate right here at the cave of our own heart. So, yo bibikta sthanam sevate. He who practice to live in a solitary place or holy place. And I mentioned our own mind is the best place for practicing solitary or meditate on the divine power of the Lord. And then yo loko bandhanam ulayati. Loko bandhanam ulayati. Let me read the meaning. Those who loko bandhanam, he who resorts out worldly desire and bonds. Now, worldly desire, we live in a material world, and then desire has no end. With so many kinds of desire, we have one desire we fulfill, two desire we fulfill, three desire we fulfill, and then 10 develop again. And even though, we are very advanced in our age, but the desire do not die. Desire is always there. I remember one time, we were in our Calcutta headquarters. Our most senior monks, he was almost 85 years of age. He was the president of this organization. His name is our Guruji actually. We are the third generation in this monastery, Bharat Sevashram Sangh. So his name was Swami, Puja Swami Satchidananda Ji Maharaj is our Gurudev. So we are around 25 of monks sitting around him. Could imagine the head monk of this monastery, where is almost 600 monks. So he's the head monk, experienced. You could see his appearance, such a divine appearance. Seeing him, we feel, mere seeing him, we feel so good. His one word, it gave us so much inspiration and touch of love. So around 25 of us, I was very young that time, 25 of us sitting all around him. And so he was standing there, even we sitting around him, he was doing his exercise. So then he said, that I remember his word, that desire do not die. It will die only one day when you'll be putting my body at the fire. When this body will burn to ashes, that day all desire will be gone. You could imagine a monk of 85 years, head monk of the organization, and he say, because it's his experience of life. He saw his life, and he did so much of spiritual practices, the singing, chanting, repeating the name of the Guru mantra, meditation, hours of meditation. He lived a very simple life. He is guiding the 600 monks and millions of devotees around the world. He is the spiritual head of the organization. So what he say is not the book, it's the practical experience of life. So easy, bit by bit, and that is why sometimes we need our analyzation. Give one small example. This today, myself and a priest living with me. So two of us was taking our lunch. So hardly people come into temple now. So nobody there. Usually, that almost every day I see, that's why I cook a little bit more food, because always somebody comes lunchtime. So two of us. So the priest was taking some sweet. So usually I don't take any sweet, not any other reason, but try to control the temptation. But since I see the priest is taking, I said, let me take that. It's called temptation. But then, if I use the analyzation, what is this sweet? How it is being made? What the material is being used? Is it going to help me in the, because the food, what I am, the food, the type of food I eat, food helping to build up our body, our mind, our thought, our the power of understanding, our everything is the food is the cause. What is in my hand, I'm putting in my mouth, it has to be so careful, make sure I eat with a good thought, with a good approach. And so this food will be helping to build up my good health. So that's why it's not so easy that loko bandhanam to conquer, to cut, or to subdue, to overcome, or to be victorious on our temptation. That is the one thing here Narad telling. Noistrugunna bhavati. This is one of the best thing I would like to discuss today. Noistrugunna bhavati means somebody who can go beyond of the three gunas. Noistriguna, three gunas, three moods, three qualities. What they are? Satoguna, Rajaguna, and Tamoguna. What is Satoguna? Love, kindness, sympathy, benevolence, feelings for other people, accommodation for other people, sacrifice our self-interest to help other, prayer for this world, no enemy, nobody is enemy to us, because I am my own enemy. I'm thinking somebody is my enemy. No, there's nobody enemy. I am my own enemy, because my thoughts are teaching me that he's not good, kind of thing. So these are the Shatoguna. Believe in God, believe in God, faith in God. So these are the Shatoguna, noble qualities. The inspiration, encouragement, the nourishing good kind of thoughts, helping to build up our own willpower, making us mentally strong. These are all noble qualities, Shataguna. And what is Rajaguna? Is kind of selfishness. Everybody should appreciate me. Everybody should look at me. I should get the garland. My name should be everywhere. That everybody should that I want to be the kind of the person who everybody should recognize. I-ness and my-ness. I should eat the good food. I should sleep on the best bed. Nobody can compete me. This kind of attitude is called Rajaguna. And what is Tamoguna? Laziness, slumber, procrastination, idleness, negative kind of approach of life, and nurturing evils in the mind, and no kind of constructive work, spreading a vibration around me, a negative kind of vibration I'm spreading all over. So this is called Tamoguna. So Rajaguna, Satoguna is the last doorstep in the kingdom of God. I'm repeating again. Satoguna is the last step towards the kingdom of God, to attainment of divinity. Rajaguna make us proud, make us arrogant, make us selfish, make us kind of attitude which hurt other people. Rajaguna help us, make us cruel also, not to think other people. Only I'm thinking for myself only. This is called Rajaguna. And tamoguna is a kind of, it's a world of darkness, you could say, full of darkness, no goal of life, destroying the human birth. The most valuable birth in this world is that to get a human birth. And by nourishing and nurturing, practicing tamoguna, I'm destroying myself. So that is called, so Saint Narad say, Noisturgunno bhavati. So to overcome, now to reach the kingdom of God, we have to overcome these all three qualities. Some people do argument that Swamiji, Sadhuguna is the best quality. Why we have to even cross that step also? Because that Satoguna is the last step of the door of the God, it is true. But Satoguna also is one kind of bondage to the life. Because at the initially of today's talks, I mentioned that according to Mundaka Upanishad, our goal, ultimate goal, please, I'm sitting in this temple, big temple, alone right now. There's no devotees, no classes going on now. And but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, at the end of the long journey of life, we did so much of achievement in life. But at the end of the day, ultimately, we have only one friend, and that is our Lord. Think of today I was reading in a newspaper, in a senior home, in a nursing home, more than 2,000 people lost their life. These are the people. There was doctor, engineer, professor, nurse, businessman, lawyer, chartered accountant. Maybe there was kind of scholar. They taught in the universities like Princeton, Rutgers, wherever, they have maybe PhD degrees. They are educated people from different universities. They were in the nursing home, under the care of the medical professional. But this time they could not take it, this attack of the unseen enemy, and they're losing life helplessly. There's no place in the to take the hardly getting people even also to take them to give them the right respect at their last journey. So that's I'm telling, at the end of the day, at the end of the journey, we have only one friend with me, our most beloved friend, our most trustworthy friend, the friend who always loved me, and that is our Lord. So I have to put the light. Please forgive me because darkness, I cannot see my book. Sorry. Yes, I'm so sorry. So that was and then the last portion of this sutra is Yogokshemam Tyajati. Now, what is yoga? What is kshema? Usually when you say yoga, we mean, especially this country, when you say that Swamiji mentioning yoga means hatha yoga, practice of hatha yoga means we have to go to the class where they practicing yoga classes or little meditation classes. So these are the yoga. But this yoga, what Saint Narad telling in the Bhakti Sutra, yoga kshemam tyajati. So this yoga is not that yoga. This yoga means yoga kshemam tyajati. So this is something what you have. Kshemam, what you do not have, but you expect to have that thing, to earn that thing. So something you have already, it could be your material possessions, your material wealth, land, building, money, whatsoever, that what you have, your good health, your good education, your family, that's called yoga. Because these things we achieve in our life. We already earn this thing by our hard work. And Shemam, we are expecting to achieve other thing also. Like for example, one example I'm giving from our life. So the Bharat Sevashram, or say that I'm planning to build a beautiful monastery in the state of Florida, right? So that is called Kshemam. So that we did not earn yet, but we are planning to achieve that goal. This is called Kshemam. And Yogam, what we have already. We have Calcutta Ashram, we have New York Ashram, we have New Jersey Ashram, we have Chicago Ashram, we have California Ashram. This is already we have. I'm giving this thing the example. This we have already. And what we do not have, that is called Kshemam. We try to achieve that goal also. So, but here, Saint Narad says, Yogakshemam Tyajati. To cut the net of bondage, kastarati maya. Who can cut the net of bondage? Who can cut the net of bondage of maya? Who give up? Who vivikta sthanam sevote? Who enjoy the solitude, calmness, quietness, or who stay in a quiet place and get time to meditate. And I mentioned that is our own Anahata chakra. This place is the most quiet place in this world, not the Himachal cave, not any other place. This is our Anahata chakra. This, the middle of the heart, is the most quiet place to meditate. That I mentioned. And then Loko Bandhanam Ulayati. And then also I say that Loko Bandhanam kind of is all mind-made attachment also need to cut. Noistrigunna bhavati. We need to overcome the three gunas, sataguna, rajaguna, and tamaguna. And then finally, yogokshemam tyajati. Saint Narad say that even we have to mentally detach ourselves from this kind of what we have and what we did not achieve. Because the ultimate message of the Narad Bhakti Sutra is to develop pure, faultless, uninterrupted, unfaltered devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is the whole goal of the Narad Bhakti Sutra, because Narad, Saint Narad himself is the foremost devotee of Lord Sri Vishnu. He is immortal. He goes everywhere in this world, wherever people chanting the name of Lord Sri Hari, wherever people practicing meditation, wherever people, talking of the God, wherever people listening the wonders of the God, Saint Narad is there. And that is why and he knows that peace, and that supreme peace, permanent peace, unbroken peace people can attain only is lies at the feet of the Lord only. Believe me, that material object is not capable to give us the peace we look forward. And there are examples in front of eyes, and we learn from our own life. So Yogakshemam Tyajati. And this Tyajati, or this renunciation, comes from our own mind. Sometimes physically we cannot abandon everything, and we should not abandon. We have to perform our duties, we have to do our duties. But it's a kind of mental detachment. And we have to learn that technique, how we can be mentally detached of all these things. And let me see what's coming to our next, the sutra number. Yes. This is one of the beautiful things. Maybe this will be the, let me see. This is the sutra number 48 of the Narad Bhakti Sutra. So our subject is today, who can cut the net of the bondage? Who can cut the net of bondage or illusion? That is the kastarati mayam. So that is the main subject we're discussing. Here in the Sutra number 48, Saint Narad say, Yaha karma phalam tajati. Karmani sanyasati. Tato nirdanda bhavati. Yaha karma phalam tajati. What is karma? Action. Any action we do must produce some result. If we do good result, like we plant a tree, it gives fruit, it gives flowers. So our every action must produce some result. That is called karma phal. Karma is the action, phal is the fruit or result. in generally, that when we say individually somebody suffering, they say, Swamiji, maybe I did bad karma, or the, kind of, maybe I did some wrongful action, that is why I'm suffering. It's occasionally we hear that word, because and then we go backside of our, we try to imagine what kind of bad work we did in our life, why I'm going through this kind of trouble in life, because troubles are everywhere, look like, that haunting us. Everybody go in that thing. So karma phalam yoga karmasu kausalam. If you remember that in the chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna say yoga karmasu kausalam. Lord Krishna also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that you have right to act, but you do not hand. You do not control the result of your action. So karma phalam tajati. Now, practically, whenever we do a work, we want to see the result. Like for example, now summer coming, if we buy some tomato plant, we expect to see that we get some tomato from the tomato plant. So the planting a tomato plant is the action, and looking for the result means some kind of tomatoes in future. So that is the we expecting some result in. We planting some other kind of plants, say that we plant some zucchini plant, and so we give water, we put fertilizer, we keep looking every day morning, we go and we see that the zucchini plant is growing up, and then small zucchini in a fruit also. So that means as soon as we planted the zucchini plant, we expect it is fruit. It's a natural thing. So whatever we do, we expect some result from it. But here in the sloka, the sutra number 48, Saint Narad say karma phalam tyajati. He can cut the net of bondage who renounce, who give up hope of the result of his action. You do your duty, you be sincere, you dedicated, you truthful, you honest. There is no lack of kind of sincerity in you to perform your duty. You are very dutiful persons. You are strictly disciplined to complete your given duties. There's nothing lacking in you. And so that is our duty, to perform our duties sincerely. But then if we expect the result, if we hanker on the result, if we attach ourselves to the result, that will bring bondage. And there are we experience so much of these things in life. Some of the things we hear, we see in even our practical life, we know that attachment with the result of our action give us sometimes sadness also. So that is why it is because of this Saint Narada say, to cut the net, to be free from the net of bondage, we need to learn the art of action. We do our duties also side by side. We cut that expectation from our mind. Let us do our duty perfectly, sincerely, with 100% full attention. Let me perform my own duty. Result automatically come. If I do not do action, if I do not expect or dream the result automatically come, because every action must produce some result. Karmoni, he who renounces the fruits of his actions, and he who renounces all actions goes beyond. Now, I go back to the again chapter 18 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That Arjuna asking the Lord, what is the true meaning of sannyasa? Is it that you give up everything and join a monastery? Or if you perform, because Arjuna was married, he had children, and he has his brothers, and he had his mother also. He had duties towards his family, towards his kingdom, towards his people, towards the citizen of his country. So he cannot abandon all those things. And so, but on the other hand, he wanted to take sannyas also. How? So what is the true meaning of sannyas? So Lord Krishna say, it's very interesting. Sannyasa means renunciation not outside. Renunciation is inside. In our home, outside world, we meet so much noble people. They they nourish their family, they supported their family, they raised their children, they did community work, but they are so noble soul. They are more than a sannyasi. They are, I mean, what they are worship. These people living many home around the world in all faiths, because we don't recognize their beauty. That's why we don't see them. But they are what they are worship. They did all their duties perfectly, but side by side they reach at a stage. They live with God. They are ever united with God. They feel the touch of God in their heart, even though they're living in home. So this sannyasa, karmani sannyasa, they did perform by hand. They did their duty, but in the mind they know that everything belongs to God. My own health, my body, my family, my wealth, my name, my fame, my education, everything belongs to God. Tuhu tuhu tuhu, Lord, it is everything is you own. I am your eternal servant. मुझे चाकर राखो जी. O Lord, please keep me at your kingdom as your humble servant. जन्म जन्म के दास हो. O Lord, I'm your servant not only this birth, I'm your servant from the many births, in my previous births and the birth now. And if I come back again in this world, that I want to be your servant. So whatever we do, whatever we see, whatever we talk, whatever we eat, whatever philanthropy we do, whatever duties we do, everything, all action are counted as the tapas, as the austerity, or all works, everything belongs to God. Everything is His. This world, this beautiful world, this creation, this whatever we see by our own eyes, everything belongs to that Father of this world, that Almighty Lord, that all merciful Lord, that kind of, you know, the who is the source of creation, source of all joy and peace of this world. So everything belongs to Him. That is called true sannyasa, but not to just run away from home and out of the the nurturing laziness in the mind, running away out of duty and thinking I'm taking sannyas. So that is a wrong approach of life. Nirdanda bhavati, duality. Danda is the duality, good, bad, joy, victory and defeat. These are the duality we have, cold and heat. And these are the duality, feelings of duality in the mind. I'm bringing one example. When Swami Pranavananda ji, he was very young that time, only 22 years of age. At that time, he was known as Brahmachari Binod. Village people call him Binod Sadhu. Or better known, he was known at, he was born at a village called Bajitpur. Presently, it's in Bangladesh. So people used to call him Bajitpur Sadhu, means Sadhu from, or the saint from Bajitpur. You could imagine a yogi, his big body wrapped with a white cloth. He has his head full of thick curly hairs. His eyes is so deep. His face, because of his control, unbroken, what you call the practice of self-discipline, unbroken self-discipline. His face is like shining, like light. When you walk in the road, village mud road, people look at him. You say that 14 feet, when he walk on the ground, under 14 feet of the land become pure. His presence make that Bajitpur, small Bajitpur village, it was, people used to look at him with wonder. So now one day, he used to, like how we have good bed to sleep. He had a wooden bench and a small pillow he used to rest. And he has one blanket only. And it was the month, it was winter in the month of December, delays, and it was a little cold. So he was feeling a little cold. He was pulling the blanket, covering his body. Then suddenly he thought, how can be this cold is dominating me? This is the duality, feelings of cold and heat. He said, how can this cold dominating me? He sat down on his bench and wrap up that blanket, throw outside. It's a kind of mental attitude. He said that from today, I'm not going to use any more blanket. So throughout his life, you don't see him using blanket. And he used to laugh and say, this kind of thing, this actually is our mind. Cold, heat, victory is in our mind. It's called dvando. That's why it say, tato nirdando bhavati. The duality. He who renounces the fruits of his actions, who renounces all actions, goes beyond the pairs of opposites such as pleasure and pain, good and bad, heat and cold. So that is how it helps. Because our topic is to cut the net of bondage. The attachment, the maya, mahamaya or illusion is such a strong, is very difficult to cut that net of bondage of maya. Almost impossible thing. And he could see that Saint Narad giving all this medicine to cure that disease. First is that we have to stay in the what you call place of solitude, and then we have to be overcome that three gunas, and then he said that we have to jogokshemam, means what we have and what we do not have, those kind of thing. And then he's telling here we have to renounce the expectation of the fruits of our own action. We have to be mentally sannyasi. We have to mentally renounce the everything from our mind, and then we have to be above of the duality. So giving all this, the solution, the cut of the bondage or maya, it proved that maya, the bondage of maya illusion is so strong that we have to practice so many things. And so just because it is 8:22, I want to finish at 8:30. I'm just going through quickly what we read today. And so then we'll be finishing today. First, we talk of the last verse of the contrary things which are contrary to develop devotion in our mind. That was the last sutra. That was the sutra number 45. It's a tarangaita opime sangat samudrayati. Evil thoughts, evil tendencies, negative tendencies, negative thought, it come initially in a small way, like how ripples in the ocean. And when that ripples reach at the beach, it becomes so big. So if we nourish that negativity in our mind, one day it will be kind of dominating us completely. We'll be under the dominance of that evils of our own mind. That's the last thing. So Narad said to abandon. Then we came to how to cut the net of bondage. Kastarati mayam. Narad say, Sangam Tajati, abandoning the evil company, Mahanubhavam Sevote, service to the holy people, noble souls, elderly, kind of senior citizen who have vast experience of life. Then Nirmamu Bhavati, to be cruel and merciless to the things which is destructive to our life. And then he say that to practice to live in a place of quietness, calm place, quiet place, serene place. And I mentioned that is our own heart. Anahata chakra, Hriday Gumpha. This is the best place to practice meditation. To overcome the three gunas also, Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, all those we mentioned. And then Yogoksumum Tajati, because the thinking of preserving what I have, and continuous thought that those things I have to, or today I achieve this, tomorrow I have to achieve that, day after tomorrow I will achieve that, by next year I should achieve that, next 3 years I should achieve that goal. This is called kshema, means expectation to achieve in the coming days. So these are also kind of things which help with, take away, it kind of put an obstruction in your life to develop devotion. And then I think the last one we read today, let me see. No, your karmaphalam tajati. So Saint Narad say, to we have right to perform our duty, to complete our duty, to do our work, but we do not have any hand or right to the fruits of our action. So karma phalam tajati. So Saint Narad say, perform our duty, but then abandon the thoughts of expectation of result of your own action. Karmani sannati tata nirdanda bhavati. And also to give up the unwanted things we don't need to do in our life. Sometimes we do things which is not needed. And nirdanda bhavati, to get out of the feelings of the victory, defeat, cold, heat, because this all is sitting in our own mind, kind of thing. So these are the things we read today. And so just to complete the time, since we have 5 minutes, I'm just reading one more sutra, and then maybe we'll not be able to finish it. We'll finish next day, but just let me chant for you. This is the sutra number 49 of the Narad Bhakti Sutra. Yaha Vedanopi Sanyasati Kevalam Avichanna Anuragam Labhate. I read again. Vedanopi Yaha Vedanopi Sanyasati Kevalam Avichinna Anuragam Labhate. And he who abandons even the Vedas, this will be discussing next class. He who abandons even the Vedas, even the rites and ceremonies and rituals prescribed by the Vedas, and obtains undivided and undiluted, uninterrupted flow of love towards God. This person can also cut the net of bondage. This one we'll be discussing again in our last sharing. So before I complete, let us recite 3 times Om, please, because we just forgot to today. In the beginning, we're supposed to do, oh, 1 minute. 1 minute. Please do not do, Brian, hold on, please. Hold on. I was thinking to complete today that one by singing one of the, what you call, Doha Boli written, one of the Doha written by Saint Kabir. I wanted to complete today. I just forgot. It's very beautiful. Is known as Kabir Dohabuli. It's Saint Kabir and well known. And I will be, next class, I will say who is Saint Kabir. But just I want to mention today this beautiful Doha written by Saint Kabir. मैं अपराधी जन्म का, मैं अपराधी जन्म का, नख शिख भरा विकार, मैं अपराधी जन्म का, नख शिख भरा विकार, तुम दाता दुख भंजना, तुम दाता दुख भंजना, मेरा करो संभार. Beautiful. Just quickly reading the meaning and finishing. Hey Bhagavan, O Lord, मैं जन्म का अपराधी हूँ. I did so much of mistake in my life. मेरे तन मन में इंद्रिय भोग की भावना का विकार सिर से केवल पैर तक भरा हुआ है. There was so much of desires and hankerings in my mind to enjoy the temporary thing. मैं इंद्रियों के वश में होकर दलदल में डूबा जा रहा था. I become the victim or servant of my own senses, and I was sinking in the mud. Hey Sharandata, O Lord, giver of shelter of everybody, तुम दानी हो, you are the protector of this world. तुम कृपा निधान हो, you are the merciful Lord. मुझ अपराधी के सारे दुर्गुणों का क्षमा करके मेरा कष्ट निवारण करो. O Lord, please forgive me and remove me from all kind of sufferings of life. Om Shanti. 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 I think we should finish here today. Thank you for joining with me.